Hi, I'm Andy Schwab, and here to welcome you aboard the Fintry Queen on Okanagan Lake in British Columbia, Canada. The Fintry Queen last operated in 2008 and has since been tied up offshore, waiting for a new home and a new port and a new lease on life. If she doesn't receive that, she'll soon be scrap metal. The City of Penticton has come forward to offer a moored site. We need the money to build a new dock so that she can operate once again. So I'm here to take you on a bit of a tour of the ship, show you what it's like today. So here we go, we're on a tour. Let's have some fun. We're out now in the forward section of the ship. I have a photograph that was taken back in the 1940s that shows what the Fintry Queen used to look like as one of 3 car ferries that went across Okanagan Lake. Call her the Queen. She was refitted in 1965 to carry just passengers. Now let's move further inside to where the main lounge is. This area here is the forward lounge. We used to have a bar here. We called it the Oyster Bar. You could sit 70 to 80 people in this area. It was a great holding area for the restaurant and the dining room, which is just this way. This is the main dining room of the ship, and it's often been the site for banquets, weddings, and all kinds of functions. We have a drawing and an illustration of what this dining room could look like. This is the paddle wheel behind the ship that was put on here by Arthur Bailey back in 1968 to replicate the paddle wheelers that developed this 80-mile-long lake. And as you can see, it's freewheeling, and even now with just one hand I can make it go up and down. But there's 2 main drive engines and 2 propellers underneath the ship that power it. We'll be down in the engine room shortly. And as the ship moves forward, the water passing underneath the vessel just turns the paddle wheeler over and it makes a lovely sound. This is the middle rear deck of the vessel where we would host banquets and weddings. This is the original wheelhouse that was built in 1948. It's an original part of the ship that has remained untouched. The original canvas flooring is still on the floor and still in use today. And if you'd like to come in, you can see the ship, the condition. This is the wheel that actually turns the 2 shafts underneath. And as I turn this wheel right now, the rudders are turning. There are 2 controls, one for each engine. So forward, neutral, and reverse. And that's all it is to driving the Fintry Queen. And the thing which is of particular interest to me is the fact that if you look at all the electrical panels and all the wiring that's on the ship, all that work was redone in 2006 and 2008. Over $800,000 was spent on the mechanics of this vessel. So the big issues for the ship operating again are just paint and cosmetics and give it a new life. So let's take a tour of the engine room and you can see what makes the Fintry Queen go. These are the main electrical panels that control the engine on board and the shoreside power. There's 2 200-amp services, so when you come into dock, you hook up the shore power and you throw these breakers and you change from engine and ship power to shore power. In the engine room, we have the main engine room. The white tank on the side is the freshwater tank. And then you have your 2 hot and cold pressurized water systems. The silver tanks in the back on either side are for your fuel. And you have a balance tube that runs between the 2 of them so that when you fill up on fuel on one side, it equalizes out on the other side. These are your 2 main drive engines. There are 2 Caterpillar engines. And then there are 2 other engines that provide electrical power on the ship. Typically, you're only running 2 drive engines and 1 electrical engine. If you're running the kitchen full blast and you have a full complement of passengers, you may need to run both. But typically, these engines are running about 5 liters of fuel an hour. And so it's costing you 15 liters of fuel an hour, and you could equate that to a Ford F-150 pickup truck that gets 15 liters per 100 kilometers, or approximately an hour. So this ship is as expensive to run as a F-150 pickup truck. The Fintry Queen needs your help to survive. Become a ship owner, buy a ticket for next year. Your contribution will see this ship restored and renewed and operating again on Okanagan Lake. Without your help, this ship will soon disappear, and this opportunity will be gone forever. So come on board with us, be a member, be a participant, and get involved. And come for a ride and experience the grandeur of the beautiful Okanagan.